Welcome everyone from the PIMC community. We have a real treat today, this morning. We have the co-founders of Philippine Insight Meditation Community. We have Robin, Imee, and Carol here today. So we will start with a 30-minute meditation, and then the four of us will have a conversation. And the subject will be our spiritual friends. So let's take a few minutes. I invite you to just take a few deep breaths, filling the lungs. And then slowly release, exhale. Notice how the deep breaths ground you into this present moment or not. Just settle in. Whichever way is comfortable for you to settle your body. Find your meditation posture comfortable, yet upright, relaxed, and present. You can notice your body Perhaps you notice your body seated here. Notice the weight. Movement. Touch. Notice any sensations, warmth, tingling, pressure. I invite you to bring your awareness to your anchor, your home base, the place that you can always go back to. For me, it's my breath. It could be your body or sound, whatever that object is for you. If your breath is your anchor, Bring awareness to the in and out sensation in your nostrils, or the rising and falling in your abdomen or chest. There's nothing you have to do. There's nothing you have to force. If your mind starts to wander, perhaps just label wandering, thinking, and then with love and compassion, bring your awareness back to your anchor. You might gently feel the rising and falling of your breath, or the in and out sensation in your nostrils. Or one breath. What does it feel? One breath at a time. Perhaps through your entire body, that one breath fills you from the top of your head down through your body, on through your toes. Get curious. If your mind starts to wander, it's okay, there's no judgment. Just bring your attention, your awareness, present moment awareness back to your anchor. If you notice that sound is taking your attention away from your anchor, let go of your anchor and bring your awareness to that sound. And when that sound no longer holds your attention, come back to your anchor. If a body sensation gets strong, becomes predominant, begins to pull your attention away from the breath. Again, just let go of the breath. Just go naturally to that body sensation. Just let your body go there. Feel it, sense it. Is it pressure, warm, tingly? Just noting without going into a story. And then just notice what happens. Does the sensation grow? or does it decrease? And when it no longer holds your attention, come back to the breathing, to the breath, to your home base, to your anchor. And bring your curiosity. What is like one breath at a time? One breath at a time. Does one breath feel in your body? Just get curious. If your mind begins to wander, it's just what the mind does. Just lovingly bring yourself back to your anchor. You can always start again. There's no judgment. I invite you to let go of your breath and bring to your mind's eye a spiritual friend that brings an internal smile the moment you imagine them. Let them come to mind. Have a sense of them being in front of you. You can feel them, sense them, see them. And as you imagine them, notice how you're feeling inside. Notice your body sensation, such as warmth, tingly. You may smile, have a sense of expansiveness. This is metta. the natural, organic process of metta. So now, in your mind's eye, having this being, this spiritual friend in front of you, begin to wish them well. Perhaps you put your hand on your heart if you're comfortable, whatever feels good to you. And we can use these phrases, or you can use your own. May you be safe and protected from inner and outer danger. May you be healthy and strong. May you be peaceful and happy. May you have ease and well-being. And have a sense of letting metta come from you, invoked and embodied. May you be safe and protected from inner and outer danger. May you be healthy and strong. May you be peaceful and happy. May you have ease and well-being. Now I invite you to now bring metta to all beings during these difficult times. May you be safe and protected from inner and outer danger. May you be healthy and strong. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be peaceful and happy. May all beings have ease and well-being. May all beings be safe and protected from inner and outer danger. May all beings be peaceful and happy. May all beings have ease and well-being. And as I ring the bell, I invite you to just relax and bring your attention to the sound. Thank you for your practice today.
Thank
So
you.
I want to invite the group to come on. So Carol and Imee and Robin, if you unmute yourself and come in.
Thank you. That was lovely.
That was beautiful, Janet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So this is a special time. This is the first time in so many years that all three co-founders of Philippine Insight Meditation Community are together. And so thank you, Janet, for bringing us together as usual. And so the theme for today is about Kalyana Mitta, which is very fitting for this occasion. Kalyana Mitta is Pali for spiritual friendship. And there is a teaching, there are quite a few teachings around the Kalyana Mitta. And then one of them that's very, very commonly known is that the Kalyana Mitta or spiritual friendship is the whole of the holy life. So there was one time when Ananda was saying to the Buddha that, Venerable One, it seems as though the spiritual friendship is half of the holy life. And this is when the Buddha corrected him and said, no, Ananda, it is the whole of the holy life. And without it, our spiritual practices and our spiritual lives are definitely not going to be full. And here is a quote that I would like to share with you. And this is about keeping company with the wise. And this is from the Dhammapada 206. Okay, so keeping company with the wise. It's good to see the noble ones, happy their company always. Through not seeing fools constantly one would be happy. For living with a fool, one grieves a long time. Painful is communion with fools, as with an enemy, always. Happy is communion with the enlightened, as with a gathering of kin. So, the enlightened man, discerning, learned, enduring, dutiful, noble, intelligent, a man of integrity, follow him. One of this sort, as the moon, the path of the zodiac stars. Again, that is an excerpt that was taken from the Dhammapada. And for those who might find it useful, you could change his and him to the proper pronoun that you prefer to use, of course. And I really resonate a lot with the Kalyana Mitta because I always say that I wouldn't be where I am without my spiritual friends. And not only are these people very special spiritual friends, but also beyond that. I mean, the friendships that I have been so lucky to have and continue to cultivate and nurture it all these years also expands out to every aspect of my life. And I think that that's so important, especially in these days when there's so much confusion and strife and challenges and difficulties for most people all over the world. It's more necessary nowadays for us to surround ourselves with people that give us stability and safety, people that we can trust, and people who can lift us up, especially in times of need. And I think that this is something that we can all speak to, right, Carol?
Yes, it is. I mean, I think that the practice of it brings to mind for me the three refuge of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. I think I've shared that with you not too long ago, where lately in a lot of my teachings, I've been reversing it to Sangha, Dharma, and Buddha. And what I'm finding in these last couple of years in particular, because right now is a very difficult time here in America, in our country. It is very divided. Um, Climate change, lots of extreme weather. And people are in this place of like fear and anxiety and, confusion, lack of clarity, lack of groundedness. And so in these times, I really found a lot of refuge, building community, being with community, different sanghas throughout the Bay Area, and being a part of that, and just really hearing the Dharma together as a community, and really, on the path of a virtuous life, one that contemplates the values and principles that, at least in the Buddha Dharma path, the five precepts, can cultivate it, and not cultivating it alone, and remembering that one's own Buddha nature, of this possibility of awakening at these times. We are made for these times, as one of my teachers told me. So, how do we come together and really heal and get grounded together at these, really challenging times? And that's a question that I, often weave into my practice myself, that we can't do this path alone, as you were saying. Like, where would we be if we did not have each other? I mean, what's remarkable is that the three of us here, Robin, myself, and you, Imee, we started our Sangha 2011, PIMC, Philippine Insight Meditation Community, and it started just of individual interests, seeking each other individually, and then creating like, well, let's just not do this alone. Let's come together with others and meditate together. And so that brings up really nice memories of even being together, meditating on a Thursday night and listening to something of the Dharma, and just that we could and go have dinner even together afterwards and talk about what's happening in our lives, and I don't know, I think there's a lot of guidance and heart opening around that. And here we are again together. How many years later now? Oh my gosh.
10.
It's like 10
Almost
years
10
ago.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's like also, even when you're in San Francisco and here we are and still in the Philippines, and we can still teach together. It's great having this technology. And you know,
Yeah,
you moved away a few years ago, but it's not as if you've ever left. I mean, you've always still stood behind Philippine Insight from across the ocean, and you've done so many things still in support of the growth of the community, and including Janet, who is now teaching. So
yeah, teaching mindfulness.
There's your plan, and then there's the mystery plan.
Angela Sarian would say.
Andrew Sarian.
and
Yes.
and then 10 years later, I mean, we've had lots of visions and dreams for Philippine Insight, have we not? I mean, like, we've talked about all of the things that we wanted to see happen, and then 10 years later, here Robin and I are doing something to manifest one of those dreams that we've talked about.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about what are you doing? Tell us about it.
Microphone.
Robin, you haven't spoken.
Yeah, the last retreat I went to was at your house, Robin.
Well, we're trying to put up a center for retreats and meditation up here in Santa Maria Laguna. We're hoping that, to put up the very first Theravadan meditation center in the country.
We're not hoping, we're doing it.
Yeah,
we're
not
doing
hoping.
it.
It's actually already in advanced stage, and we're hoping that by July, we would actually be ready to host our very first retreat here. So everything is actually online. Everything is going according to schedule. Where the meditation hall is marvelous, beautiful, wooded floor, really old wood, very nice, filled with really great Buddha images and crystals, and it's just a beautiful view of the whole rainforest, mountains. Temperature is so much like San Francisco in the spring. So really, really gorgeous place. And all of this is really because we dreamed it once, and we've talked about it once 10 years ago, that we would actually have our own meditation center, retreat center. And here it is now after 10 years. Finally, it's being built, and it's much better than I thought or I ever dreamed it could be. So we can't wait for everybody to be there.
I guess this is our official announcement. We haven't told anyone yet.
Wonderful. That's
Wow.
so exciting. I can't wait for the band of people of the pandemic. Not many people, many countries are accepting Americans right now, but hopefully that will be so we can visit. Wonderful.
Yeah, there's definitely a space for the two of you on that teacher stage. Yeah. So
Well, it looks like for us, 2022 will be our year for travel.
It's beautiful. The weather is beautiful here right now too. It's been raining a lot over the past few weeks, but these past few days there's been sun. So if you can tell, I'm red. Like, I got totally a lot of sun yesterday up there in the retreat center. So it's gorgeous, like rainbows, and sometimes there are eagles over there when it's not too cloudy. So it's just really such a fabulous place to be.
Yeah, and you have also people honoring people with your tree. What is it?
The dedicated tree programs.
Plant a tree, help the forest.
Yeah, people in the Sangha.
Tell about that, Imee. Tell us about this dedicated tree program. Tell everyone.
We're reforesting the area. It's a humble piece of land. It's not very big, but there's definitely a lot of space for planting trees. So what we did is we started a program a few weeks ago, just before Christmas, where you can dedicate a tree for $5. And so it can be for Christmas, it can be for any occasion, for birthdays, or even to dedicate in memory of someone that is a beloved, like you had done for one of our spiritual friends, Shahara, who just recently passed, right? So it's a place where you can come and meditate with your tree. And so if someone dedicated a tree to you, you can come and go on retreat and meditate with it. Or if it's somebody that you dedicated to that had long passed, you can go there and also sit with that tree and be with that beloved.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I mean, it allows, because I know that Jen and Joan got some trees and dedicated it, and it's just a wonderful. There's so many people, from different communities as well, being there, like in spirit,
Yeah, isn't
offering
that
a tree.
amazing?
Yeah, I love the
There's
idea. So another way of widening the community.
exactly, right? So the spiritual friendship keeps expanding and expanding outward.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful.
But yeah, thanks for
wonderful.
giving us the opportunity to announce that long kept secret of us.
Yeah, this is great. We're all here. Why not?
You already have spiritual friends in San Francisco that'll be coming out, even besides Carol and I. People are asking.
Right. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait. So, and I think, I just really want to acknowledge the three of you, and it's just honestly, like over these years, I used to think I had so many friends, and then especially last year, then I started to realize, with this whole lockdown and pandemic, who really matters? Who really shows up? Who are the people that are really standing behind me and are there impeccably present at all times? And it's you guys, and I'm so lucky. I'm really, really lucky. And that we met each other through the spiritual work. We met each other through the Dhamma, and we brought together our community through our passion and love for these teachings and the practices, and we still continue to do it. And I just, I know we're all going to grow old together, and maybe we'll be enlightened together. How fantastic would that be?
Yeah, Awakening to Get Together, Larry Young's book, beautiful book, I recommend. But yeah, and then Thich Nhat Hanh's words of, the next Buddha will be the Sangha, and then His Holiness's words saying that he's not going to come back and reincarnate. Like, what does this all mean? There's such a mystery to everything as we're living in very unknown times, through this worldwide pandemic and the devastation economically and the disparity of that and the amount of suffering that's happening all around us. And I mean, how could we not deepen our practice of the Buddha's teachings and elevate those to be on this path to help alleviate their suffering?
Yeah.
So it's amazing to be here and just to be together. And not only are we friends, but these spiritual friends that keep, as we sat recently this weekend in community, just lifting each other up. But as one of my teacher friends, Vilamasara, said, it's lifting the heart up, lifting the heart up, each other's heart up. Like, that's incredible.
That's important.
As a practice, yeah. So I'm glad we're having this topic.
Yeah. And, another special thing that I have with the two of you is that, even at your wedding, that to be a part of that too. And not only are we spiritual friends, but we're also family.
Right.
Yes. Family. It all comes down to love. Like Rumi says, love is that flame that once kindles, burns everything, and only the mystery and the journey remain. And haven't we been on a journey?
I just got goosebumps.
Beautiful.
And I thank you two for welcoming me into your family, because I kind of came with Carol. I think the first time I was there was 2014. I always tease Imee. She was glaring her eyes at me, rolling her eyes across we were sitting opposite each other at PIMC, and she was looking at me, and I was like, what is this woman staring at me? And I had heard about Imee, but I never met Imee yet. And she's looking and looking, and I'm thinking, oh, she's not very nice. That one over there. And then Carol said, oh, this is Imee. I'm thinking, oh, this is Imee. And in parallel, Imee's thinking, who is this person taking Carol away from us?
Yep. That was.
And then you both end up doing, UCLA's mindfulness program together. So, well, Robin and I are going to graduate school, and Robin's surpassing getting his PhD at Saybrook's. So it's just interesting, the evolution of life, like the synchronicity of where we all end up. I mean, granted, since we've stayed together as friends and practicing Buddha Dharma, spiritual friends, many have come and gone. People that we know, that we love, even passing. I just remember when we saw just recently a picture of Paulette, who passed, who you were in CDL with, Imee, and then Shahara, and then it's just interesting that many people come and go. And then still here we are together, and some are meant to come and go. It's just like the lifespan of anything is impermanent. And I would just want to share that, I was looking at this quote from the Buddha that was explaining in one of the suttas around spiritual friends, and it was telling a practitioner, a young monk who was confused about it, and he's like, look, there are 5 things induce and release of the heart and lasting peace, the Buddha told him. First, a lovely intimacy with good friends. Second, virtuous conduct. Third, frequent conversation that inspires and encourages practice. And fourth, diligence, energy, enthusiasm for the good. And fifth, insight into impermanence. Mm-hmm. And we know the nature of impermanence. We all have our goals and stuff, and we're living in these times that are really challenging and unknown. And at the same time, we know the nature of change and impermanent, even though we are here with each other in this moment and embracing this moment as it is, as Janet says, with love and full-heartedness, but appreciating that we don't know the impermanence of life and the mystery of it. How do we appreciate our friendships and our love for each other in a way, because we may not see our friend again? Just a friend of mine, community friend, sharing that they couldn't see their mother pass. They couldn't visit them in the hospital. And not, just I've been holding a lot at the altar, and just thinking of all those who are crossing over right now, who cannot be with their loved ones, who did not know that they would leave in this way. And I just have a deep appreciation for this moment, to know that we can be together again and to talk about this and the value of spiritual friends and the value that the Buddha put, as you started off with, it's the whole path. So, yeah.
And I think that this, okay, let's say we've been together for 10 years, and it feels to me like it's just beginning. At the same time, just what you shared, Carol, that, we don't know. And so that we appreciate and cherish this time that we have together. So I think that makes it all the more special. But I really do, it feels to me like, okay, we're just really getting started here.
And maybe that's the awakening part to life itself, right?
And when I do look back in those 10 years that we've been together, and the many years that Janet has also been with us, I know that the most important parts of our spiritual lives, my life at least, I speak for myself, that it has been altered in major ways because of because of all of you, because of friends, because of, you know, my very first beginning. I mean, my whole dissertation was all affected by all of you. I mean, you influenced me a lot in terms of where my life, my spiritual life, and my whole life is actually headed, from my education, from my work right now, and from my own beliefs, and from all the teachers that I've actually worked with and been with. I mean, I have all of you, Carol especially, and Janet, to thank for that, and of course Imee, um, and 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 now, even as we build the spiritual meditation retreat center, I mean, every single one of you have been so um, with me all throughout. And I'm sure I wouldn't be in this place right now if you weren't around. I don't know, can't even imagine where I would be, because the teachers that I work with right now, I mean, they were all just introduced to me by my friends, by you, Carol, for example. I mean, so thank you. I mean, spiritual friends are immensely important to the path. So that's why I'm not surprised that the Buddha said that, and you know, spiritual friends are such a key aspect. The Sangha is such a key aspect to our development, and without it, I don't think we could do any of these great things by being alone. So thank you for all of your friendships.
Thank you.
Thank you. Beautifully said, Robin.
Yeah, I have to, I totally am feeling you, Robin. And with your words, there's just this deep, deep love that just goes through me. And yeah, you all three have influenced me so much for So Beauty, and to show me the path to come back to myself. And I think that the vulnerability of our vulnerability of life, our spiritual friends hold us together. And that tenderness of the heart, that tenderness to hold us together, it gives us the strength to keep going. Even if we feel vulnerable, even if we have fear, even if we're not sure, it's you all that help that, and that love. So I thank you all. I do want to bring a quote in from Dr. King because it was his birthday. So Dr. Martin Luther King, if you all don't know, is one of the keystones of our civil rights movement here in America. He's not the only one. There's a community, but he's one of the visions that you see a lot. And we are the beloved community, the dreamer, Dr. Martin Luther King. Our goal is to create a beloved community, and this will require a qualitative change in our souls, as well as a quantitative change in our lives. So I do thank my loves and my spiritual friends, the three of you, because we don't do it alone. And to have you here supporting and loving and sharing, and as a new kid on the block, I feel so held. So much gratitude and love for all of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. Jeez. Between you and Robin.
So I just wanted to also put in there, this is like one of those very little known facts and interesting detail about our PIMC spiritual friendship. Carol and I actually have a tattoo we got together. And it's the logo of Philippine Insight. I didn't even have a tattoo. I had 0 on my body, and I just went with her to get her tattoo fixed. And she's like, she convinced me, she treated me to a tattoo. So that's one of those interesting, trivial things that that we have together. You know, we're bound together as blood sisters and tattoo sisters as well, beyond everything else. And we tried to get Robin a tattoo, but you know, he wasn't so ready.
Yeah.
And then that time, Janet, when I came to the US for my training at Spirit Rock and stayed in your house for 3 months, you're like, who is this person? She never left.
Well, just so everyone knows, it was a time when I had been working for a very long time, maybe 30 plus years. And it was the first time I had the courage to actually take a sabbatical, quit my job. And this was like my career required me to work so much. I didn't have a lot of free time in my life. So it was my free time. And then Imee comes for 3 months. But we ended up becoming best love. So it was a beautiful coming to the edges and coming back to the heart.
Yep. It's all about love, as Janet says. Okay, well, so it looks like
That's
we're wrapping up. Janet, do you want to close our hour? I think that we're coming close to it. Would you like to take over?
Well, let's say one word each that comes to you when you think of your spiritual friends. Robin, let's start with you.
Definitely love. I feel love, and I have to say it's love.
I'll go next.
Imee?
I'll make it 2 words. Group hug.
Group hug, okay. Carol?
Gratitude. So grateful for, just gratitude.
And mine is trust.
Well, thank you.
Well, it's wonderful seeing you all and to the PIMC community. Do you want to do a merit, Imee, or just say thank you?
Okay, so yes, we can do that. If you would like to, we'll do the formal merit, dedication of merit.
Or maybe we just say thank you, everyone, for joining today, and seek out your spiritual community. And when you are on the edges of thinking, no, I don't want to bother someone, or no, maybe they'll reject me, just walk through those edges and open yourself up to the flower beyond the edges. So thank you all.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol and Robin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.